Latest news on the Browns. Things at Browns headquarters are going crazy, and the news that just broke in the media is enough to drive any fan wild. Myles Garrett, the highest paid player on the roster, missed yet another important team event, and the timing couldn't be worse. On top of that, there's the quarterback competition, where Monken just sent a direct message to Watson and Sanders that no one expected to hear. And on top of that, an influential voice has just spoken out publicly demanding that Cleveland take immediate action regarding the quarterback. And the reason behind this urgency should concern all Browns fans. Like this post if you're following the story. Let's start with Myles Garrett, because his situation just got a lot more complicated. Alright, so the Cleveland Browns just had one of the biggest moments of their entire offseason, the official groundbreaking of their brand new $2.6 billion enclosed stadium in Brook Park. Jimmy and Dee Haslam were there, Roger Goodell flew in, the governor of Ohio showed up, Todd Monken, Andrew Berry, Denzel Ward, Carson Schwessinger, all on stage, shovels in hand, making history. It was a genuine milestone for this franchise, and Myles Garrett nowhere to be found. While his teammates were breaking ground on the future of this organization, the two-time Defensive Player of the Year was on vacation with his girlfriend, Olympic snowboarder Chloe Kim, posting on Instagram like it was just another Tuesday. And look, nobody's saying the man can't take a trip, but the optics here are brutal. This isn't just any event, this is the moment the Browns planted a flag and said, "We're building something," and the face of the defense didn't even bother to show up. Fans noticed immediately. One Browns supporter on X put it bluntly, the highest paid guy on the team, the supposed leader, the one who talks about wanting to win, can't be present for his own organization's biggest offseason moment. Another fan pointed out the contrast directly. Carson Schwessinger and Denzel Ward were both there. Myles wasn't. Make of that what you will. And this isn't a one-time thing either. Garrett also skipped the start of voluntary workouts back in April, which, again, technically he's allowed to do since they're voluntary. But here's the context that makes it sting more. This offseason is different. The Browns just went through a full coaching change. Todd Monken is the new head coach, and the two men haven't even met face to face yet. That's wild. You're the best player on the team. You just signed a 4-year, $160 million extension, and you haven't sat down with your new head coach once. Not once. Now add the trade rumors on top of all that. Garrett actually requested a trade before he agreed to that extension last offseason. The Browns then restructured his deal this offseason in a way that makes him easier to move, shifting his option bonus to just 7 days before the regular season starts. That's not an accident. That's the front office keeping their options open. To their credit, both Monken and GM Andrew Berry have publicly downplayed all of this. Monken said he's not worried, that it's voluntary, that Garrett will be ready. Berry called him a career Brown and said they've been clear about their goals. Fine, but mandatory minicamp hits in early June, and that's when Garrett has to show up whether he wants to or not. That's when we'll really start to get a read on where this relationship actually stands. And look, as wild as the Garrett story is, what's happening at the quarterback position is even more unpredictable, because Monken just stepped in front of the cameras and said something that shut down the whole conversation, and you need to hear exactly how he said it. So here's where the Browns quarterback situation stands right now, and it's genuinely one of the most interesting competitions in the entire NFL this offseason. You've got Deshaun Watson, the veteran comeback story that everyone is skeptical about. You've got Shedeur Sanders, the rookie first rounder with something to prove. And you've got Dillon Gabriel floating in the mix too. 3 quarterbacks, 1 job, and a fan base that has been waiting way too long for a real answer under center. Now, Browns beat reporter Mary Kay Cabot dropped a report this week saying Watson came out of voluntary minicamp looking like the front runner. According to her, if the season started tomorrow, Watson would be the starter. The Browns have made it clear the decision is based purely on performance, not draft capital, not development timelines, not what pick they could get in next year's draft, just who plays better. And right now, that edge belongs to Watson. Here's the thing though, Monken didn't confirm it, but he didn't deny it either. What he did instead was deliver one of the more direct statements you'll hear from a head coach this time of year. He basically said, if a report like that is going to shake you, you don't belong in this building. His exact message was simple. You want to stop the outside noise, play well. You want people to stop talking, win. That's it. No drama, no politics, just football. He also pushed back on the idea that he's being influenced by Shiloh Sanders going off on social media after Cabot's report dropped. Shiloh's comments drew a lot of backlash, but Monken wasn't interested in feeding that circus. He said what people post online is their opinion, not his, and what happens on the practice field every single day will matter far more than any tweet or Instagram comment. What's also worth respecting here is that Monken hasn't publicly handed the job to anyone. He's complimented both Watson and Sanders, kept the competition open, and made clear that preseason games will also factor into the final call. He said he'd love to have a decision sooner rather than later, but after just 3 practices, he's not ready to pull the trigger. Mandatory minicamp in June is the next real checkpoint, and that's when this thing should start coming into focus. But here's the thing, not everyone is willing to wait, because while Monken is playing it cool, one of the most respected Browns reporters just went on record demanding an immediate decision, and the argument she's making, hard to ignore. Mary Kay Cabot isn't just reporting on the Watson situation, she's taking a stance. After breaking the news that Watson emerged from voluntary minicamp as the frontrunner, she went a step further on X and said the Browns need to stop waiting and declare him QB1 right now. Her argument is straightforward. If Watson has the edge, give him all the first-team reps, let the offense build chemistry around him, and stop wasting time. The season will be here before you know it. That take did not go over well with a big chunk of the fan base. A lot of Browns fans pushed back hard, questioning how anyone could draw serious conclusions from a handful of spring practices with no pads on. One fan flat out questioned whether she was being fed bad information. Another pointed out that Watson hasn't been consistently good since his days in Houston, and a few offseason reps aren't going to change that track record. And look, the skepticism is fair. Watson has appeared in just 19 games since 2022. He missed the entire 2025 season. The Browns' own co-owner has admitted the Watson deal was a swing and a miss, so the idea of immediately handing him the keys again without more evidence is going to rub people the wrong way, and rightfully so. On the other side, Shedeur Sanders made 7 starts as a rookie and showed flashes, even if the results were inconsistent. There's a real argument that his ceiling is higher, and rushing past that evaluation could cost the Browns down the road. The reality is, this decision matters more than just 2026. Get it wrong, and Cleveland is back at square one at the most important position in football, again. Look, between Garrett ghosting his own team's biggest moments, a QB battle with no clean answer, and a reporter calling for Watson to get the job after 3 practices, this offseason is already a lot. So here's my question. Do you actually trust Watson to be the guy? Let us know below and subscribe so you don't miss a single update on this team.